It's time for the Wizards of the Weekend with Lee Elsey, Rick Coster, and cardiologist John Foley.
All right, it's about 10 minutes before the top of the hour. 94.9 News Now and Stimulating Talk, Wizards of the Weekend. Rick, I know you have been diligent, ready to rock and roll with this for the better part of a week.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot. But before you start,
yes,
we have somebody out there who wants me to ask you a question as to whether or not you've ever watched the show Moonshiners.
You know what? I've seen one segment of one program. Why would you? That's interesting you would ask that.
Yeah.
And of the three of us. I mean, I'm just wondering why they asked you that question.
Yeah. Oh, well, because I'm the drunk.
Well, the person who's asking the question says nobody on the show has a pulse, a teeth, or a razor. So,
are they talking about this show or Moonshine?
Moonshiners.
Oh, okay.
I probably look like some of those people. And I guess from what I saw of the segment, there's like one sort of Magus patriarch moonshiner in this county that everyone else aspires to be, and
right.
He's the one that passes out wisdom on moonshine and stuff. Do you know that there's a company in Connecticut that makes legal moonshine? It's called Onyx, Onyx, and I was on a TV program, Ed Kramer's show that owns the Gordon's liquor stores. He has a beer and wine talk show, and the Onyx people, they're really great dudes, and it's very tasty stuff. I don't drink a lot of hard liquor, but so there's a free plug for Onyx if they're out there listening.
It used to be a rap song, wasn't it? Or Onyx was a rap band of some sort. I remember Onyx.
I don't know.
I can remember. I can almost picture the lyrics in my head right now.
What are the lyrics? You probably
Onyx
can't
is
say
something.
them.
Yeah, I don't think I can say them. But anyway. All right, so what do we got here for the night and day?
Well, first of all, today at noon we have the live lunch break streaming live concert in our series. Today is a bluegrass country band called Uncle Flatty, so go to theday.com and check that out. I am jazzed, people. Jazzed, no pun intended, because Friday night in the Oasis Room at the Gard Arts Center is Jason Marcellus, who's the youngest of the Marcellus New Orleans family of jazz musicians, and he's bringing his vibraphone quartet. Fabulous. I'm going to quickly tell you a Jason Marcellus story. I was at Mardi Gras. He was going to... Have I already told this story?
I don't think so.
Where his trumpet player got caught up in traffic and couldn't get to the gig.
No.
Lee wasn't probably listening anyway, right?
That's probably true. So Jason's behind his drum kit, and the band isn't there, so he starts playing on the hi-hat with his left hand, this rhythmic pattern. Then with his right foot on the kick drum, he does another rhythmic pattern. Then pretty soon he's got both feet and all four, 2 hands, 2 feet, going in 4 different time signatures.
Oh my God.
And every once in a while, the polyrhythms will all meet together for like 2 measures. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. I guess
I've done that, but never on purpose.
I don't know how people do that. How do they do that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Incredible.
I don't know.
Wow.
Well, his dad's Ellis, and his brothers are Winton and.
Can you imagine
Branford
growing up in a house like that and not having musical ability?
It's. Well, I got an interview with him in today's Night
awesome.
and Day, and he sort of talks about what it was like to, Winton to be down the hallway or something.
Right.
It was great. But anyway,
good.
go see the Vibes Quartet tomorrow night. That's a great thing. Jason Aldean, the multi-platinum country artist, is going to be tonight and tomorrow night at the Mohegan Sun Arena. Do you get into him at all?
No.
What about you, Doc?
No.
You know, guys don't care about that?
Not really.
I don't, but I'm sure there are people out there who do.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't do the show for me. Do it for everybody.
Well, I'm just saying, do you like him,
Jason, he was the guy that was in Godsmack or something like that?
No, that's Sully Erna.
Oh, yeah, Erna, yeah. He's coming. Did he already come or is he still
No,
coming?
he is March 24th.
Oh, okay, all right. It's
Have you ever
down the road.
heard their song Voodoo?
No.
Fabulous.
Really?
tune. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a great song. A little shout out for mystic author Susan Katesman, who will be at the Bank Square Books at 4 o'clock Saturday, I believe, and reading from her book, The Good Life. We love her because she's also published by Kensington, the same people that happened to publish me. So that's cool. Go, Susan. We like that. And then Autobahn, a benefit for Otto, Saturday at the workshop in Mystic. several bands will be playing in order to raise money to get a headstone for Otto, who was the mayor of Mystic in a canine sense. This was a great dog who lived on Pearl Street with a couple of guys who are brothers who are in some of the bands in Mystic. And he would just lope around Mystic, and everybody knew him, all the shopkeepers, all the people that walked through. And everybody was always happy to see Otto, and he passed away. And so they're going to do this musical benefit and raise money and get a headstone for Otto. So
That's really nice.
yeah, I like it.
I like that.
You know, it's Otto was a good dog.
When is that?
It's Saturday night at the workshop in Mystic.
Now, did you meet Otto, or you were somebody who had?
I have met Otto. He was a good dog.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sorry that he's gone. That stinks, but at least they're putting that together. Should be a lot of fun.
Isn't that neat? So that's a good array of stuff, right?
That's all right.
It's not great.
I mean, what do you think, Doc? It's not his best.
No, well, you know, he it's what he has to work with. What are you gonna do?
Oh, there's plenty more.
Well, we got time today.
Yeah, because
Booker
right
T.
now I'm staying home.
Booker T.
You know?
I might go see Otto, but that's
Well,
about
Otto,
it.
yeah.
Booker T.
Yeah.
Booker T. and the MGs, Green Onions, et cetera, et cetera. He's won 2 Grammys. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Sunday at the Catherine Hepburn Arts Center in Old Saybrook.
Yeah, I'm still home.
Yep.
Haven't left the house yet.
Irish rock band, the Saw Doctors. They're fabulous. 8 o'clock Friday, Mohegan Sun Wolf Den. That's free. If you like the Water Boys or you want to see where Mumford and Sons came from, go see the Saw Doctors. Why they're not big in the U.S., I do not know. Look at the, if you
Yeah,
We're waiting.
The two of you just
well, on
standing
that one,
there.
I'm kind of looking for the keys, but I haven't committed to actually getting in the car yet.
Well,
You know?
the expressions on your face, blank face dullards, staring at me in bewilderment.
Well, we've got 2 awesome casinos, and they usually, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's something in there. It just it didn't speak to me like comedy. Is there a comedian or something? I mean, there was always.
I didn't pick any comedians. This
Oh,
week.
all right.
All right, so what is
See,
your
that's
pick?
maybe that's just my bias.
I'm going to. I got to say, Jason Marcellus.
All right.
Yeah, that would be
Vibraphone
good.
Quartet. They're fabulous musician, and it's an intimate room. It's like you can maybe seat 70 people. So the acoustics are great. Fabulous. That's what I'm going with.
All
Jason
right.
Marcellus.
I never heard of him, so
You heard of Ellis Marcellus?
not really.
Winton.
Is that
Branford?
the guy who's the mime?
I hate mimes.
I
But
hate
that's a whole
mimes.
nother story. I
hate
really
mimes.
do, and they always
Hey.
come and find me too.
The night we got married in the French Quarter,
Yeah.
we were out late with a bunch of people were in the wedding party and we're attending and stuff. And we ended up at this little all-night sort of bar/restaurant. And a mime, because the French Quarter is full of mimes. You
Right.
know? It was like this mime got off duty, and I guess he'd been quiet all day and was frustrated. He was in this restaurant, which is called Deja Vu. And he was the most loud, obscene human being. And he was still like in mime makeup and
Right.
stuff. And I guess this is what mimes do
I
after
know.
work. It's like just cussing and rude. So
Just draw a box and tell them to get in it. I mean, yeah, they're horrible people. Yeah.
I tried to be a mime once on Royal Street in the French Quarter just to see how hard it was. I put a hat down and just stood. And like finally my wife gave some guy $1 and said, throw it in his hat so we can go.
Yeah, I know.
All right. How's the book doing, by the way?
I think it's okay, man.
Yeah?
I guess it's all right. I try not to look at numbers. Those Amazon rankings go on weird algorithms and stuff that I don't understand. But I hope I'm not blowing anything. They called and said get an outline ready for the second one.
That's
So,
awesome.
That's fantastic.
But
We'll see.
you say Amazon ranks. Can you give us what the highest rank was?
I have no
You
idea.
have no idea.
No.
All right.
So if somebody were to get the book, they would do what? They would go on Amazon.
Well,
What would
thank
they
you for
get?
saying
Yeah.
that. It's downloadable only. I guess
Yeah.
it'll supposedly be out in print in summer.
Right.
But you can go to rickcoster.com.
Excellent.
which is-
Okay.
See the video trailer that Pete Wappy made
Yep.
for us. And go to Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com.
And download. The name of the book is
Popping a cold one.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Listen, thank you as always. We're out of time for this segment. Rick Coster, cardiologist, Dr. John Foley.